What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Eat Sleep Drive, and this is an episode you probably saw coming because it is another episode of troubleshooting my E55. My car, my E55, the dash is lit up like a Christmas tree right now. I have so many lights on this thing right now, it's almost comical. Maybe not even comical because it's basically expected from a 14-year-old German performance car that I bought for $7,000. So we're gonna try and troubleshoot it today. So I'll cut to the dash right now. Now obviously the first thing is these lights about the license plate lights being out. Now they're technically not out. I have LED bulbs in them, or at least the previous owner put them in, and that's why the resistance is not matching up, so it thinks that the bulbs are out. That's an easy fix. I have the original ones, I'm just gonna pop those in. Now you can also see that the gas cap light, or the gas light, like gas filler light, is flashing, and I have a check engine light, full-time check engine light. Now this all started with just a message saying tighten your gas cap, and I knew the second that came on that it was not going to be just that easy. I've dealt with these before. I always double check the gas cap when I fill up the car, and sure enough, it went from check your gas cap to flashing gas light to now I have a full-time check engine light. So now I have all these lights going on. I'm thinking they're related. I've kind of run into this before on other cars, and it typically ends up being some sort of vacuum leak or something, which can be a huge pain in the ass to try and troubleshoot. I don't know, maybe it's gonna be something easy, I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna pull this car in the garage and start troubleshooting. I'm gonna pull the codes of the check engine light. Hopefully that'll give us more clarity as to what's going on, but let's pull this car into the garage and then we can start and go from there. Step one is going to be pulling these codes. So I'm going to find the OBD2 port, which feels like it's right there. What are the odds that I can do this blind? But let's plug this thing in and then pull the codes. There it is. Okay, ignition is on. And read. Give me some codes. Or don't give me some codes, I'd fix yourself, I guess that works too. P455. P507. Okay, we're gonna keep going here. It's like the same one, but PD, don't know what that means. P505. P507. It's like 3 codes, right? That are just kind of repeated. Let's go look up on the internet what the hell that means. So after doing some light Googling, it seemed like all the codes were related in some way, because they all sort of went back to being a vacuum leak as a possible cause. Most of them dealt with either a high idle or something like an evap leak. So my only assumption was that there's some sort of hose or something that either became disconnected or maybe was cracked or perished. So I decided to have a look around the engine bay. I'm excited to share with you guys my first time putting the hood in the service position, because the last video I did, you guys are like, why the hell did you not put the hood in the service position? It would be so much easier to replace your wipers. And there's a very good reason for that, because I didn't know it existed. So thank you guys for that legitimately constructive feedback, which never really happens on the internet. And just watch as I put this in the service position. Maybe. Not sure. I think I'm supposed to just press this thing and it goes up, maybe? It's not working. Guys, it's not working. The internet lied to me. Why did the internet lie to me? It said just press this button. It feels not happy. So there's this little pin over here that prevents the hood from opening past a certain point. So if you press this button, for lack of a better term, in, it should keep going, but it just doesn't. Internet, what am I doing wrong? You can now tell me again that I'm an idiot, which is something I already know. Now there are kind of a couple different ways that you could troubleshoot a vacuum leak or a potential vacuum leak. One way is like a smoke test. One way is to take some like carb cleaner and turn on the car and like spray carb cleaner all over. And if you see a difference in the idle, you know it's like probably in that area. And that might be an avenue I eventually go down, but I've also heard of people like burning their car down because they sprayed carb cleaner everywhere and then it caught on fire. So let's avoid that if we can and start with just like the most rudimentary thing and just start looking around. So, you know, I don't know, maybe I'll get lucky and take some stuff apart and see. I don't even know. I've never even taken these off before. Maybe I'll get lucky and just kind of see a hose that's loose or something. Right around the time all this started, I was kind of hooning around. So I don't know what that has to do with anything, but maybe something came loose from the engine rocking a little bit. But I don't know. We'll try and figure it out as we go. So obviously you can't really see a whole lot with these intakes on, or the air boxes, I should say. So what I'm going to do is take these air boxes off, take this Y off, and see if I could just get a good look around. So I think these just pull off. I've seen a bunch of people do this on the internets. If they do it on the internet, you know it's legit. Okay. That's kind of crazy that those are just like that, but okay. And I believe this just comes up, which it's already come up because I think I already pulled it out. How about this side? Okay, cool. He's coming out. I feel like there should be some sort of like clamp or something there. But let's see if we can get these air boxes out. Oh, I was just kind of in like a grommet back here. And oh, we got a hose here. Hose connected. This is connected to the intake. Okay. That came off way too easy, which is probably another potential problem. And now we can see so much more of the engine. And I'm just kind of going to root around and see if there's any vacuum lines that are obviously missing. Now this one is the hose that I just removed. And I don't even, that goes to the air box, it looks like. How about this side? I did notice it was kind of like idling a little bit higher, which once again lends itself to like some sort of vacuum leak. This is zip tied on here, which is always good. There's like, I don't know where this hose goes. Kind of wraps around here. What is this? What is this? This looks like a hose. What is supposed to plug into there? Oh. What the hell is this? Where's this go? Hold on, does this? Alright, so this hose is just chilling here. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be right there. Maybe that was our issue? There's no hose clamp on that, which seems kind of dumb to me, so I'm gonna hope that was it. It's never that easy, is it? It was idling super high before, so I should be able to. I don't want to clear the codes. I typically like to try and make changes, and then the codes go away if you kind of fix it. But this hose is kind of perished too. I might replace it at some point, but that kind of seems like it should be on there, doesn't it? Let's put this crap back together, oh yeah, and then we need to change the
license plate lights, so I no longer have that. But that's a pretty good find right there. That's what you get for rooting around. Hopefully we fixed it. Let's put this stuff back together. I ended up throwing a hose clamp on that hose to make sure that it wouldn't come off again, but other than that, it was time for a test drive. All right, it's been about a week since we fixed this car, since I was in the engine bay looking around, making sure everything was kosher. And wouldn't you know that when I started this car and it started idling after I plugged that hose back in, it was so much smoother. The idling was more at like where it normally was, regular, like 600 RPM as opposed to 1,000. So it was idling lower, and it also just idles smoother. It was a little bit choppy before. So super happy that we basically fixed this car for free. I'll show you now. All my lights have gone away. I no longer have a check engine light, which is just wonderful. And the car's operating as it should for 190,000 miles. And I suppose it's probably a good time to update you guys on this E55, because I've had a lot of questions on some of my other videos, like, hey, when are you going to do an E55 update? How's everything going? Well, it's going fine, and that's probably why you haven't seen too many videos. Obviously, I just made this one fixing it with the just kind of random check engine light. But kind of part of the reason that I'm glad this worked out the way it did is just to show you guys that you can own these cars, and sometimes issues will come up, like little stupid things, and they're not always expensive to fix if you can diagnose it yourself. If you could use Google, like it's not that complicated. So yeah, the car's been great. I'm getting about high teens gas mileage. That's mixed driving with some highway, some city, and I'm not on it a whole ton. I drive the car and I enjoy it, but I'm not, drag racing people at every light, because the car is honestly super fast, and there's not a whole lot of room to typically open this thing up. As you could probably tell right now, I'm commuting and I'm in traffic. This car is great for that. It cruises well, and the transmission is just fine. It's very comfortable. It's not super fast, but it doesn't need to be for what I use it for. And for a roughly $7,000 car, you can pick one of these up, and I think they're just awesome, man. The only thing I wish that I still haven't addressed, and maybe we can do in the future, is get a little more of that supercharger whine. So maybe look forward to that in the future, guys. Maybe we can get an intake and get some more supercharger whine, take out some sound insulation in the hood, and supposedly that kind of unleashes more supercharger whine. But stay tuned for that, guys. Stay tuned. If this car does break, I'll certainly let you know, and we will fix it on camera, because of course if it didn't happen on camera, then it didn't happen at all. If you want to follow me in between episodes, check me out on Instagram at Eat Sleep Drive TV. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode of Eat Sleep Drive.